we go. Never mind. We're doing this too long. All right. Hopefully everybody's still here. All right. Here we go. All right. Here we go. So,
where's the black?
Here's because it is. All right.
It's
So
burnt.
here we go. Here's the one chip.
It's burnt.
Let's do this.
They got crumbs. Wait, that's good. I taste the crumbs. Is it spicy? Yes, it is, Kaya.
I sure am.
Even the crumbs, it's really spicy.
What I really need is
Do that.
a clock that counts up. Why is it black?
No.
Oh, Well, I mean, I just ate it. You should have turned it on already.
Oh, even the tiniest bit of crumb is really spicy.
You'll add on 2 minutes, right?
When I had it, does it still count as the...
It does not, Kaya. I don't think it counts, Kaya. My mouth is watering.
All right. Go get me a bag so I can throw this in it.
Okay.
What does it say here? What does it say? It says, punch on the tongue. Fiery job to the face. Impaired vision from tears. Low blow to the gut. And then round 5 is the knockout.
You have it on your lips, too. Are you okay?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Go get me a wet wipe.
Okay.
Okay. I am crying a bit. There's no doubt the tears are here. Yeah. I'm okay. I promise.
Your eyes are watering. Stick your tongue out. I ask you to.
You know what? Lex did this, and he turned beet red in like 5 seconds. All right, and he didn't even make it 5 minutes. How long have we done so far? 2 minutes. 4 minutes. All right. Oh, I found some in the pocket. Oh, we're good.
I ask you to
We are.
stick your tongue out.
Okay, 5 minutes. All right, we gotta make it past 5 minutes. No, I ain't getting no milk. Come on, Moon. We're good. We're good. I'm fine. I'm fine. It's no problem. It's no problem. I got this. I got this, chat. I got this. I got this.
That's actually... Wait, did it taste good?
5 minute mark. Okay. Well, I got 3 minutes left on Raiders. Okay. So, did anybody go and check the rules on this to verify just how long I actually have to? In my chat, in my Discord, in my chats.
Daddy, did it taste good?
Okay, 1 hour. Whew. All right, 1 hour, chat. We got 1 hour.
Did it taste good?
All right, so 5 minutes powerless, 10 minutes powerful. Soup choice. All right. We're going for that invincible, chat. We're going for that invincible. You know what? Let's do a poll. This is a poll time. Poll time, all right?
Did it taste good?
What?
Did it taste good?
What?
Did it taste good?
So what? We're good.
Okay, can someone just tell me if it tasted good? Because I have no idea.
No, my soul is not leaving my body. I've got this. This is fine.
Yeah, I think
I'm
it's okay.
fine. I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Actually, let's do.
I honestly think it actually tastes good, even though I just got like one of those little specks of it. And just a little speck is really spicy.
Okay, so 5. What was 10 minutes?
I don't know. Powerful is 10. Powerful was weak sauce. I mean 10 was
All right.
powerful.
3-minute timer, chat. All right, 3-minute timer. We got a 3-minute timer for this. Get your pull in. Get your guess. Obviously, I made it past the 5 minutes, so you know. I'm at 8 minutes. All right, we got 20 seconds. I'm going to kick this over to Stream Raiders. Okay. All right. So.
Was the chip good?
Honestly, I couldn't taste a thing.
No, yeah, it doesn't.
I
really
think it was
have
good
a
because I got one of
flavor.
those little specks.
It's
All right.
it's just
9-minute
death.
mark.
All right. Let's start this battle.
Do you want me to throw this away?
Please.
That's actually not that bad, Cobra. Like, and that's some bullshit too, because from California to Hawaii and back is like almost
Way
that much.
less.
Uh-uh.
Oh, really? Because when I checked a
It is
couple months ago,
expensive.
it was $300 from LA to Hawaii,
Nice. Nice.
to Honolulu.
Oh, we
couple
got
months
that.
ago.
We got that one.
Well, yeah, a couple months ago. Hi, Jay.
We're good.
Nice to see ya.
We're
Hey
good.
Jay.
Booked in advance, it's like 600. Yeah. Yeah. See,
Coming up on the
normally
10-minute
during
mark.
the
Coming up on
peak
that 10
season-
minutes. All right. Place your butts. Place your bets. Place your Raiders fat chat. We get that fat chat up in here. With the fat raid. But we will not talk about them fat people because that's rude.
Right?
30 minutes now on the clock again. So if I can get through 2 more Stream Raiders, that'll guarantee us the 1 hour has definitely elapsed. All right.
Thank you for the
So place your
shout-out,
bets, place your
Jay.
bets, place your Raiders. We're gonna go ahead.
10.5.
We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna. Should we get back to another? Let's do another roll. Another. I can't find my. Where's the? Seriously, slow down. There we go. Should I be driving? I'm thinking not. But we're going to do it anyway. All right, Zelami, thank you for the alert. Thank you for coming out, saying hi, hello, and how are you? If you anything that you may have done contributed, words are hard right now. Words are hard. Bits, subs, just hanging out. You guys, all right, so y'all think that I'm not going to make it past the 30-minute mark? Okay.
You're
All
going
right.
to be melting.
I'm
Thank
fine.
you, Cobra, for the fart.
I'm fine. I'm good. I'm telling you. This is nothing. Nothing. Okay? We got this. All right, where do we want to go? Where do we want to go, guys? Do we want to do the manor, the sewer?
Let's do the manor.
The manor. We'll start off with the manor again. Work our way up. Is that what we're doing? Now, we've done manor on basic and we've done manor on average. Shall we up the difficulty? Do it on hard mode?
Yeah.
Let's do it on hard mode then.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it on hard mode.
Why not?
All right, let me get my hat, if y'all don't mind. All right. We're fine.
Or what?
We're good.
Thank you for doing
You're at the
shout
12-minute
out.
mark.
Oh man, this. I think it's in the gut right now. I think I'm getting that punch to the gut, chat. I feel sorry for everybody else who missed it. I really do. But
Oh my
you know
god,
what?
there's 3 health packs. Guys.
What?
There's 3 health packs.
Buddies! Welcome! Welcome, buddies. If you haven't heard, I'm currently, 15 minutes? How many minutes? What's our timer at?
I don't know.
What's the
Ooh,
timer
the
at?
haunted mansion.
I'm doing the one chip challenge. You missed it. I just ate it like, I don't know, about. Boom!
Oh, you died?
13 minutes.
Ah!
Ah!
I didn't even, I was like,
What,
buddy.
what is that? That demon deer?
That was a demon buddy. I didn't
think
get a
it was-
med kit. Ooh, demon buddies, demon buddies!
What is
I
that?
don't even have a, oh shoot, I'm down. I didn't even get a chance to get a med kit.
There's only 3 med kits.
This scooting
I'm out of spring.
person.
Two of us down.
Oh no. No, no.
Yeah, you missed it. But
No, no,
you
no,
see,
no,
like,
no.
this is it. This is what's going on. And you also missed a giveaway, a mug giveaway. All right. So
He
if
is
I make it,
touching up on my ass.
well, actually, y'all said I couldn't make it. I was gonna say if y'all had bet on the that I make it and I make it, I'd have done another mug giveaway. Maybe we'll do another one later.
Also,
Works on
the
him.
chip tastes good, but it's really spicy.
Uh-oh.
I had no
Uh-oh,
speck.
uh-oh,
I bet
uh-oh,
you bet on one hour.
Buddy.
You missed it,
No,
bro.
I
You
got
missed
got
it.
by a bunny.
Oh no!
But I will. I will go through. I will
think
clip
any of
it.
us was really paying attention on that round.
I know we're all watching me burn, watching my
Uh-huh.
my world burn. You're handling it because by the time you hit 30, the next 30 is guaranteed. Right. That's why I said if I do two stream raiders, then we've definitely got our hour in. Right.
Up on the 15-minute mark.
16 minutes. That's,
Arm is fucking
it's
broken.
too easy. It's too easy. All right. We got this.
Your arm is like angled down. Like one's behind your head and then the other one's like weirdly angled down.
Shall we actually try this again? Oh, let's
Yes.
get off of Raiders. Let's use the full screen for this game. We have one more spot open if anybody wishes to join.
Yes. Anybody
Exclamation
want to
point
join?
play. If you have Malum, it's what, $5?
Yep.
Still? Okay, $5 on Steam. In fact, I'll tell you what. At the 30-minute mark, because that'll put us at the hour, I will give this game away.
To me.
Ooh.
Okay, if for those of you who do not have the game, all right, and I would prefer 10 more people in chat. That way, it's an even. You got enough people in there you know, it's still like 2 or 3 people where it's like, oh, I got a third chance, you know.
Yeah.
Would
But we get enough people in there, and what?
What about me?
What about you?
Can I have it?
We'll see. Okay.
Okay,
Well,
wait.
oh, am I being told it's bedtime?
Yeah. Okay,
Alright,
but
well,
if
let's
mommy gets it, then it's for me.
If mommy gets it, I'll give it to you. How about
Thank you.
that? All right. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Kids got you right. Kids got me. All right. Let's. I'm telling you, Chad. I'm fine. Let's watch. We're gonna. Hey, everybody, pay attention now. At least Tiny and Faye, we're playing now. Watch the
Yes.
game. So.
Yeah. Okay. Oh.
That fucking thing popped
Yes.
up. He's like, "What? Oh, we're doing this. Or we're doing this.
We're doing this. Okay.
We're doing this. All right, here we go.
Doing this.
Grab that med kit.
Doing it. Alright.
Oh, I forgot. Oh no! Don't do that.
Don't
Oh,
do
no.
that.
Okay.
I don't know
forgot,
how many
I forgot what the
batteries
button
gonna
was.
be around.
I don't think any batteries are gonna be around.
Oh,
I
biscuit.
don't know. I got a buddy.
Down already.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
I know, right? I just went through the curtain. And she was right there. I was like, I was trying to
Good.
turn my
I
light
got
off.
2 bunnies on my ass now.
This is
They
hard.
are fast as fuck. Jesus. Thank you, Jay, for the air horns.
No,
Sorry, I'm just
don't!
like, no, Blood, you're fine. I know you're doing it. You know what? Let's get a shout out for
Shit.
Blood. Hey, do I have a mod in chat? No, probably not. I didn't see Dark
You
say
need
hi.
more mods, Rev. You need
I
more
don't-
mods.
You know, I do. I really do
Dude.
need more mods.
Oh, the sprint only lasts like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I
Here's you want I want nuggies.
Uh-oh.
There were enough mugs,
Fuck.
right? James. This is Blood, good
Yeah.
friend of mine. Go say hi, hello, and how are you to her when you get the chance. She is actually currently streaming as well.
Okay, he shouldn't.
All right.
Okay.
I think we need another person.
That.
I think we are correct
Yeah.
on that. But ran out. Never enough mods. I want nuggies, but ran out. Oh, okay. So for those of you just turning
trying
in,
to scare
I
the
have
bunnies away,
done the
Jay?
1 chip challenge. Y'all missed it. I did it. What's our time right now, Tiny? Seriously, I need that clock right up.
18 minutes.
18 minutes.
and a half.
18 and a half, according to Tiny. Now, she said she started at like 2 minutes late, is what she's telling me.
Yep. And so I've been adding 2 minutes every time.
2 minutes every time. All right, well, that's fine. Okay. So we got this going. Exclamation point jump if you want to jump up against the star. Exclamation point attack at somebody's name. Put a space in there. Or bomb. Exclamation point bomb. For those of you who are wanting to interact with my little dragons down below. You know what? Let's do a battle royale real quick. Let's do that.
Really now?
Yeah, get some points here.
Heck yeah. I don't even know, what that is, but okay.
A little horsey.
What's that? Huh?
A little horsey.
A little horsey. All right. Aren't you supposed to be?
Yeah.
Okay.
Horsey.
Jump. There you go. All right. Go. All right. Anybody else? Anybody else? Going once. Going twice. Yeah, no problem. We're gonna go ahead and back this down to average. Now you know what? We're gonna do it one more time. 3rd time is a charm, right? 3 players, 3 times.
Yeah.
You're funny.
I mean,
You're
what
funny.
are we gonna do? We're just gonna die.
Boy.
Be a quick game.
I mean, at least I keep on picking up keys before I die.
Oh, you stupid!
Oh!
What happened?
We have bunnies
this time?
coming downstairs already.
Yep.
Left side.
And your sprint juice goes away so fast, and it takes forever to repopulate, rejuvenate, reaccumulate, however the fuck you want to say that. I got a key.
I'm down. She found me. I
For
turned my
fuck's
light
sake.
on. Couldn't find my way through the curtain.
Turn your light off. Turn your light
Point.
off.
Cobra,
That don't work.
Congratulations on that.
She's
that
still
battle
on my
royale
ass.
win.
Tiny.
Turn your
I did.
Alright, well, I'm gonna scoot around.
Ah.
So who's all down? Just wrap it.
You're good to come this way. Oh, no, there's,
Don't go that way. Don't go that way. Oh shit.
Run!
Light off or on doesn't fucking matter with this
This
one.
way, this buddy's right in here. I bought the game. Alright, buddies.
Oh shit.
You're welcome
Tiny
to get
run.
in. You got my, we're in my Discord. So if you
This
want to
is
join, feel
literally
free to
just
join.
gonna be us trying to
obviously, you gotta
survive.
download the game first.
It really is.
So,
This is not gonna be us actually completing this bullshit.
it is not in the room with the
Revan,
statue.
where are you?
I'm in the statue room. You know, the
Yeah,
room
his
that's normally...
butt is doing.
Oh, I don't know if I can get to you because there's a boonie right here.
Oh, I might be able to come to you.
Let's see.
Where are you?
Oink, 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 oink. There we go.
Oh, hey there.
Oh, don't come out. Don't come down this hallway. Mr. Bugs is here.
Really?
Yeah.
That sucks. I'm in the. I found the
Alright,
ritual area.
I'm going downstairs.
Nice.
Where's it at?
It's
upstairs
downstairs
by the statue room.
by the curtain area.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Hello.
Is that the one with the coming in to die? Yes.
Yes. Okay, I've got a shit ton of keys.
Open the door. Open the door.
Well,
Fancy meeting you.
Oh fuck! Don't go that way.
Oh shit!
Don't go that way.
No!
Oh no!
No! Oh, she got me!
Oh shit!
What did she do? Spawn in the room after I shut the door, or did I shut the door on my face?
No, he spawned in right after,
What a dick!
and I have nowhere to go. It's literally a dead end. Hey, look, a candelabra. Look at that. What do you know?
All right, candelabra.
Shit, I'm going down. Oh nope. Oh, I don't know how I did that. Hi.
Little bunnies, don't be shy.
Look out. They're gonna be moving again.
Go to the front.
Asshole so broken. That's what she said. Right? Yeah. They're.
Come on, where's that bird?
Ooh, they haul ass too.
Show your face.
Good your god. The bunnies are just like
Show your face.
I'm gonna haul ass and get everywhere and nowhere fast.
Just always.
They are like pretty much all downstairs behind the curtain area where the you're fine, Jay.
Yeah, back here.
Where the ritual area is.
Hey, there is a med kit, I think, over here, or there was, by this curtain. I don't see it though. Did we use it already? Oh no, it is. It's right here by the armchair, the couch, and the armoire downstairs in the middle of the foyer.
Mm-hmm.
Is a med kit.
He just spawned in the bedroom, Tiny.
Do be careful. There is a buddy. Oh.
My goodness. This is such a pain in the ass. Fucking Christ, he spawned right here in front of me. Go,
Right?
go, go,
I
Tiny,
mean,
go.
that's what he seems to be doing. He just
It
wants to
smells
come and
like
say a hi, hello, and how
asshole
are
in
you?
here. Right?
That's it.
Just being a
Well, he's coming in.
what?
Malum.
Whoever just scoot past me.
So I popped in whenever I can. No, I appreciate
Come downstairs.
you, bud. Appreciate you. You know what? While I'm waiting, I should do my. I should go and catch up on my stream raiders. So we
You're
are
supposed to butt
currently.
me.
Huh?
Oh, I'm just trying to look at.
I got rubbing up.
Woohoo!
Okay. Be careful, there's a bunch of bunnies downstairs.
There's a bunny
I
upstairs.
wish my owner was still here.
Yeah.
No, 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 no,
Look out, look out,
no,
look out!
this chair. No, no. Can't get me. Not here. Can't get me. Bunny is standing right in front of me. I got the chair between me and this zombie bunny.
Oh. Funny.
As long
Oh,
as
no.
as long as I don't move, y'all can get your stuff. Y'all can get your stuff. All right.
Alright. There was only one here.
Yeah, I don't know where the other one that Revan had was.
The one I had was in the foyer,
Oh, down here.
down there by
here,
the
over here.
couch and the whatever the armoire, I think is what it was. The stool.
Be careful.
Uh-oh. Okay, so I got
Tiny.
one on
Tiny.
Faye.
It is.
Let's get one on Tiny.
Oh, shit.
Let's get one for Tiny here. Where's everybody kicking ass?
Okay. So we've got the candelabra so far, right? That's
Candelabra,
pretty
yes.
much it?
That's all I've heard about.
That's all we have so far.
All right.
Okay. Goody. Oh,
Yeah,
hello.
let's get one on blue. Blood.
I closed the door on her face. I don't know if they can open
And we
it.
got
Oh,
the
hiker.
hitchhiker.
You got the hitchhiker?
Yep.
Go. Alright. It's downloaded and my ears are blown. Well, then, turn it down. I mean...
No.
Oh, he's gone from me. He left.
Yeah, he just poofed in front of me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. You didn't hear my squeal?
I was busy, running my mouth. Not paying attention. Because that's what I do.
Oh, hello, bunny.
Alright, so Blood's gotta do hers.
I got a book. No, bunny. Oh, shit!
Very good.
Shit!
No!
Oh, no.
I'm
Oh, no.
not the person you seek.
Oh, what the fuck? I closed the door! How? Oh. I just got down by the Playboy bunny.
Oh shit!
Smells like assholes in here.
Oh
Yeah.
no, please.
Because you're here. Haha, I'm safe, fool. Like, coward. Oh, you only get one flash, too. Oh, shoot.
Uh-huh.
Burned
That's
that
what I
right
said
up
earlier.
by accident. Burned it up. By mistake.
There we go. I put my footrest out.
There you go. That's important.
He's in the back hallway.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Why?
he was down here next to the ritual area, so I was kind of hanging back. God.
What happened?
Whoa, he spawned right in front of me.
There's like 10 buttons.
Is that why you squeaked?
I did. You should have seen my screen. It went all over.
Just oh shit! It's like you sneezed and your soul left your body.
Pretty fucking much.
Yeah, I was trying to check in here, but I didn't see any
No!
fucking symbols.
Oh, no! Oh,
No, buddy. Hey, bunny. Bunny, bunny, lady, bunny, bunny, lady, bunny.
Honey iced tea.
Look out, look out, she is gaining on you. You got another one? Oh, she took a swipe.
How?
Oh god! I'm blocked in here. I can't go anywhere. Fuck. God damn.
Ah.
Hi.
Hey, we were a little bit closer. I mean, this one didn't like take like 5 seconds, and we were down.
Yeah.
We still got our ass handed to us, but
That we did. You have reached the
yeah.
31.5-minute mark.
Hang on. I'm sorry. What was the time frame I'm at?
32 minutes.
31.
32.
32, sorry.
Let me.
You're like, this challenge is easy.
Yeah, I'm not even burning anymore. Like I licked my lips.
You're fucking insane. Okay.
Okay. Like Sparky needed some help, and I'm like, I can't leave. I gotta prove that I didn't like sneak off to eat or drink something. You know, she's like, all right, because I mean,
Right.
I gotta prove it. All right. And I know, like, see, look at that. Nothing. See, that first 5 minutes, that's where I got the little bit of tears, and I turned red. But nah, come on.
Oh,
Come on.
you were very, very red.
Cardinal red, man. You were
I'm fine.
bright.
But it was fun. Oh, Owl missed it too. Oh, poor Owl.
Oh no, ow!
I told her. I texted her, but she didn't respond. So, all right. I'm sorry. Let me invite bunnies. Here we go. Bunny, there's that invite for you. So we got that going. We're gonna go ahead and kick it back. We're gonna kick it to easy, just so that bunnies can kind of get her feet wet, and the achievement. So we'll do that. We'll go on easy mode. This shouldn't take too long, right?
No.
And no, not at all. All right, let's get this
Kitty?
launched. But feel free to join the Discord chat if you want to talk.
I'm in.
Oh, you're in. Hello. How are you?
Hey, Bunny.
Hello.
Yeah.
54 minutes, Rev.
How long? 54?
34.
34? 54.
Let's say, damn, man.
Damn!
That was a quick
Jump,
20 minutes.
right?
Woo.
Yeah, you start with 6 charges now.
Oh, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh God, no!
I'm glad I didn't follow you on that one. Alright, so, bunnies, what you want to do is stay away from those bunnies. Well, you see me play this.
We have sailboat.
You have sailboat?
Okay.
Chainsaw Massacre is that
no.
way.
Yo!
Oh, we got Bunny. I almost got downed because I forgot what fucking
Alright,
button
somebody
it was.
just got their stream raider up.
Oh no, there's a bunny with a chainsaw.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Aha.
Candelabra.
you died.
Candelabra.
Candelabra?
Sailboat
Alright.
candelabra.
Sailboat and
Yep.
candelabra? Sailboat, candelabra. Alright, so we either need a figure 8
Oh,
for
what the
Draco or ponytail
Smells
for the
like
Hydra.
assholes in here.
I got down.
Yes, you're
There's
right
a med
here.
kit
That's
literally
why.
right next to me.
Well, I'm upstairs by this chair where this chainsaw monkey
Be careful,
is.
run. Run.
Did you see the one right here?
We're gonna boost.
Cool. Ah!
We're gonna drive.
We have the
Dragon.
ponytail.
Okay.
Okay.
Where's the ritual? Okay, it's down here again.
Same room, same as before.
Yes.
Awesome.
I can't remember how to drop shit.
Q.
Q? Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's been a minute since we played this game.
Oh.
I know.
Oh, I'm definitely dead.
Yeah, we definitely knew that was gonna happen. Okay.
Bullshit.
Definitely. All right.
Shut up, okay.
I'm dead.
Oh, well, hello.
All right. I'm in the main
No, you're
foyer.
just
If
down.
somebody wants to come.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh,
Get,
okay.
You got it.
I come get you, hang on.
All right. So we need the figure eight.
Chainsaw bunny. Chainsaw bunny.
Okay. Hey, where are you?
Oh, I'm not done yet.
Huh?
So we need the
I'm not
figure
done
eight
yet.
or the ponytails.
I
Figure
know.
eight or
We got the
ponytails.
ponytail.
Yeah.
Simon says, kill.
Bunnies.
Yeah.
No! No!
Where are
Samuel
you
says
at?
no!
Bye bye, buddy.
I'm in the foyer.
Okay. I'm gonna
Main one?
drop
Oh
my-
shit.
drop-
All of them is coming this way. Ahem.
Oh, through to the main hallway.
This might be a good chance to leave.
Just a little bit, yeah.
We got a queue around here.
I loved how he followed you and just ignored me. Okay.
Yeah,
I
he's
think we
on
already
my
got them, didn't we?
Yeah, he's the chainsaw dude is right on our butts.
Yeah, it's you, asshole.
Right? That's what I
Right? Oh shit.
I'll go this way.
said. I see that.
There we go. I stalled him for a minute.
There you
It doesn't work for long at all.
go. Hey, look.
But-
A moment is a moment. I just got batteries.
very
I got a battery.
Oh, fuck you. What all do we need? It's a Hydra, right? Gold book, egg, skull, crystal.
Oh, did we find the Hydra?
Isn't that it's
What?
candelabra,
Did you find?
sailboat, ponytail, right?
Did you find ponytails?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, then it's a Hydra. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
gold book, egg, skull, crystal.
Okay.
All right.
Found a crystal.
I know where the gold is.
Found some batteries.
Eric, oh wait, go to the, we gotta go to the crystal room. I don't have my, oh, you know what, we'll just go downstairs. Maybe. Actually. I'm gonna hug the wall. Hopefully they don't see me.
Ooh, shit. Was able to flash him and run, but,
Alright, where you
damn, that was fucking close.
at?
He's down by the
Scooting in.
ritual room following me through the curtains, so be careful.
There you go. Alright, we needed the egg, right?
Hi.
Hello.
You don't want to stay here. Simon says, fuck you.
I'm down.
Okay.
He gained on me real fucking fast.
I'm down at the top of the stairs above
Well,
the.
come into the,
Oh, hi.
the
Okay. I can't move! this.
Oh!
I was trying to drop it and I kept hitting the button. Hi.
Where he came from?
He was behind me. It was a little bit behind me, but I was trying to drop it and it wouldn't drop.
Yeah, I've had to hit the Q button several times for it to drop.
So I was gonna bring that down here and grab one of the med kits to heal
I got
you.
you. I got your med kit, right?
Hello.
Alright, there should be another med kit here.
There's two more right here. Thank you, thank you.
Welcome. Alright.
I got the gold.
You got the gold.
Okay, what else are we missing?
That goes up front. We need the egg and the skull.
Oh, I'm trying to remember where the hell the egg is.
They're probably in that back bedroom.
The one over here, do you think? I think the skull's up over here. If I remember correctly. Might not be. Let's see here. No, there's another hunk of gold in here. Okay.
Run, Johnson, run!
Okay. As long as somebody found it.
Wheels on the
Oh,
bus.
I couldn't find my way out of the damn bedroom. There's the door.
Now we need the egg, right?
Yes.
Where's the egg? Oh. Oh. I hate how it uses your sprint even if you're like hung up on something.
It.
Yeah. Alright, I'm down by the med kits in the foyer.
Okay. We've got a trail of them on us, by the way.
Well, I mean,
On the egg.
Okay.
do what you gotta do. Chat, how are we doing? Anybody out there still?
I am.
Yay! Welcome.
Right? Hello.
Hello.
Okay, I'm gonna come
Oh.
get you.
Oh, I forgot I had flashes. Son of a biscuit. I'm so dumb. I have 7 of them too. I totally like. Let's do a battle royale.
He's after my ass now. He didn't like me flashing him. Hi.
Hello. How are you?
That'd be better if this bunny wasn't on my ass.
I'm. You got some truth there. Hey, he's right on you, bro.
Yeah, he is.
Can't flash me again?
Go, 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 go. Nope, I am out of flash.
I'm
Flashed
so
him
sorry.
3 times.
Hey, if you go right, that chair right between the table, right there on that,
Uh-huh.
you can stand behind the chair. He can't get you.
Huh.
Yeah, I found that earlier. That's where I was standing when I was like, "How you can't get to me?"
Oh shit.
At least the one on the right hand side, you couldn't get to me. I don't know about the left, but definitely the one on the right. So I just go around and stand right there between the chair and the railing.
Yeah. Okay. Come on, virtual area.
I'm ready to place down skull.
Well, I need to be. You got a health kit in there?
Yeah, I have a health kit on me.
Oh, well then let's do it.
I have to keep moving because Bunny's on my ass.
Buddy.
Oh
Buddy,
yeah.
buddy, buddy.
He's hi.
Hi. Oh, hello.
Run. Oh fucking Christ. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Uh-oh. I don't like that sound.
Okay, here.
Hang on. I'm upstairs. I'm about to come downstairs to you guys.
Hey, if he pops up, you just drop that thing on the play and we'll just start shooting
Yes. There we go. Hi. Okay.
it. Here, buddy, buddy,
That's
buddy.
right, man. You went to-
Here, buddy. What about a balloon?
There he is. He's by the back bedroom.
Upstairs?
Yeah. Got him.
Boy, boy. And that's how it's done, chat. That is how it's done.
Fun.
Alright, so now Bunnies has got the, I got it on easy.
Yep. Love
Uh,
posing.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was the, okay, I thought I was a cowboy still, but I guess not. Alright, we'll fix that. We shall fix that.
I played the
No, that's right. I got
tutorial
my
really
streamers.
quick, but I'm still so confused.
We're all confused.
I mean,
To be honest.
we just did it. That's what you do. You look for the symbols, and then you hit tab, you open your book, you find the 3 symbols at the top of the page that match, and then you look at the pentagram, you find those items and put them in the places, and you grab the gun and you shoot the thing.
You're at 48 minutes.
48 minutes. That's
Yep.
easy sauce. Oh, I think yeah, my battle's ready. Whoop. Alright, so we're going to throw this down here, and we're going to start this battle.
Revan
I got
Tatsu
neon deal.
coming in with the most kills.
That's right, because I wrecked face.
Yeah, he's got the most assists on mine.
Again, because
Yeah,
I
I
wrecked
have the most
face.
assists, but he has the most kills.
That's it. I win, because I'm awesome.
Congratulations, Revan, on your Buster skills.
You're welcome.
Congratulations on your scrolls.
All right, let's see this.
Alright.
All right. Place your butts, people.
We play some butts everywhere, folks.
That's it.
Right?
Nut it up, Buttercup. Hey, guess what time it is, folks? It is boss battle time. Boss battle time. So let's go ahead and let's do this thing, right? Or we're gonna drop a Templar down. Okay, we're gonna drop a Templar down. Whoop.
Look like your cowboy dude doesn't have a tattoo on his forearm, but a brand.
Well, you know,
Right?
Templar.
Even
That's
on
not
his bicep.
tattooing. Yeah, that's branding, damn it.
All right.
That's what it looks like anyway.
Push your butts, push your
It
butts,
does,
push your
um,
Raiders. Push whatever you like.
Pretty
And
sure it's not
we're
supposed to
gonna do
have
this
like
thing.
a reddish outline.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, this
It's
one
not
on,
supposed to be
on
that
the
spunky
on the
looking either.
forearm right here, on the left forearm, we're just gonna pretend that that is a dragon. Can we all pretend that that's a
mean-
dragon? I mean, it kind of looks like a dragon.
Kind of.
Kind of. I mean,
It kind of looks like it.
we'll go with it, right? We can go with it. All right.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's go to the sewer next. We'll stay on easy mode for bunnies because I know she's new.
Yeah.
And
This one is a pain in the ass even on easy.
Dude, tell me about it. Yes, sir. 3 bags full, sir. Alright. Hold on, Chad. We got this thing going.
51 minutes.
51. Too easy. I got this. I got this. So easy.
Well then.
That was I was like, okay, it burned. Wow. That's it. Chat. First 5 minutes of me was me burning up, and after that, it's just like, all right, cool. All right, we'll give it the first 10 minutes. I was having a hard time speaking at 10 minutes. All right, here we go. Let's do this. All right.
That's right. So, in this one, bunnies, the main bag person, she's a leech, and she can hear really well, but she can't see that well.
And she can smell you really well, but she cannot see you.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And then
Just
there's
step on
these
the
guys
glass.
that walk around with these claws that will come and get you. That's her minions.
Right.
And don't step in the glass.
We have sailboat.
Sailboat. We also
we
have
got
candelabra.
we got the walking stick.
Hey, Alan. Oh, sailboat, hitchhiker, candelabra. Then, all right. We just need to find the fucking ritual site.
Oh, good.
Tiny, he is after your ass now. And he doubled back for me. Oh yeah, he's following me to the main entrance area. Where the hell is the ritual area? It is a nice ass.
It's
That's why
over
they're following
here
her.
in the generator room.
Which generator room? There were two of them.
One with the not the pool one, the other one. Right here, where you're at. Turn around. Where she's at.
This is me. Oh God! What is that?
That was her.
Probably her.
That
So
was her.
the gen room right off the kind of sewer pipeways.
Yeah, the one that, like, if you go down the main corridor, around and down and down, it's pool number 3, if that helps.
Not really, but I'll find it.
Well, she's up in here anyway.
Hello. Oh, I see everybody. Yeah, I see.
Alright, so what do we have? Welcome.
I flashed her too. Oh shit.
And ring around the rows, and you pocket full of clothes, and you... Well, take her out of here, man.
Trying to get away from her, but it ain't working.
Well, yeah, you gotta go down like the corridor, turn your light off.
I don't have no flash or anything left, and I just got by a damn demon.
Even got
There's a trolley thing.
yeah, that college.
Yeah. Yeah, that.
I already
that
used my
probably
med kit.
No, you're fine. I dropped mine over there.
Alright, what did we figure out what I know we got the clues, but what was the
Just look. It was public treat.
or
It
what
was hitchhiker, candelabra, and tiny. What was the one you found?
I was talking about that. Say again.
Sailboat.
Huh?
Sailboat. Oh, so it's a Pegasus. Gold egg, crystal blood skull.
We got the egg. crystal is down.
I have a crystal.
Uh-oh.
There's a book right here too.
Oh, and batteries.
I have a skull.
Okay.
There's a demon dude right there.
My med kit is like right in the middle of the pentagram thing. Run!
Got it?
Over there. Whee! Gold and crystal book skull. What all do we still need?
Well, I got the book right here.
Okay. That's glass, by the way, that you're stepping in.
Oh shit!
Shit.
You got me!
Why?
I got you!
What did I do?
Oh.
We all
Did you just get
set
3 of us
out.
now?
Yeah, she just
Oh,
got.
yeah.
We're all dead.
Wow.
We
I'm
done
sorry.
for, folks.
I didn't mean to step in the glass.
Dug
Quite
in.
honestly, I didn't actually realize I did it either.
Oh, you're
Like,
fine.
freaking glass, I was like, it did.
You're at 58, Rev.
58? I got this. This is easy.
Right?
I mean, I don't even care if we wait an extra 2 minutes.
Are we gonna try sewer again?
Yeah, we're gonna try sewer again.
Okay.
They're gonna try to sewer again.
One more time.
One more time. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
There it goes. An 8. Hello.
Oh, you just called it right to you.
You stepped in the glass, Revan.
I did. I just saw
We
that.
have the candelabra.
Okay, so an
Yeah.
8 and a candelabra. Go, go, go,
You
go,
just
go,
ran
go,
right
go,
past
go, go,
me.
go, go, go.
We're in the thing is in the big pool area.
Same place as last
Okay,
time?
not the one that we were just at?
No. The one that has the walk around.
Oh,
Revan.
yeah. That's the...
Oh, okay.
I gotta. Be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Be right back.
Hear one of those things around.
Walking man. On the walking stick.
Okay, so we have the walking stick, candelabra, and 8.
Okay.
Right? Isn't that what Tiny said?
Fucking make
Yeah,
that's
so
Corvus. We
Corvus.
need gold, scroll, crystal, potion, and egg. Alright, and I got the egg right here. Oh, I can't get it. So I've got there's an egg in the room that it was last time.
Yeah. I got an egg. Going back with that.
Alright.
Potion. So we are only missing the gold and the crystal. And Tiny.
I gotta. Yeah, I found the crystal. Now I just gotta find the room that you guys are in.
The back pool room with the generator.
Yeah. That's the one I'm trying to find. Okay, here's the stairwell that goes to the jail cell. I think it's up and around the corner from that one, isn't it? Yeah, here we are. Alright, so I'm gonna throw my med kit here in
I am back.
back.
Everything okay?
Yeah. Everything's
There's
good.
a crystal. We got a crystal, right?
Yeah, we need
What
a
are we
crystal. You
looking
got a
for?
crystal?
It's
Yeah,
red
there's-
and it's glowing. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, there's some batteries on the generator.
Yep. She is that way, just so you know.
What do we have?
I don't know
A
which way I'm going.
Corvus.
We have a Corvus.
Hello. We're
Hello.
coming up with the last item now.
Okay.
Lee. Evan, you said you had the gold?
I do not have gold.
Oh.
Well, I don't know where to put it.
We got gold. We got gold?
The crystal goes down here.
Wait. No, that's not gold. That's
Press E. There you go.
Alright, so all we missing is the gold.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, all we're missing right now is gold, and then we can start firing up this bitch.
Holy crap.
Yeah. I wouldn't step in that.
Trying not to, but you know. Someone's stepping on glass.
Yeah, bunny head. run
Ooh,
or get somewhere else.
I found this.
found gold.
Cool.
Okay,
Found
gold?
gold.
gold's good.
Okay. Alright, well, I'm coming back up to the,
I'm in pool number 3, so it'll take me a second to get there.
Okay. Here we go.
somebody coming.
Look out, you got a demon on you. Look out, I can't, Bunny, if you want to move a little bit, I can't get out. There we go.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. It's just there is, what do you call it? Collision.
Left.
Yeah, we need glass. So we can taller here.
Right? If we go to the front area, there's glass.
Alright. Got her. Oh, she got me!
Are you?
My daughter?
Keep shooting her. Oh, okay. Nice. I had no idea where the hell y'all went.
Well, I went up and
okay.
there. And then I got
So no
stuck by
starting
the wall, so I couldn't back up. It's all good. Alright, easy victory. There we go. Let's, we got about 11 and a half minutes. Stream rate.
You are well over the 1 hour mark.
Champ. See, I knew I can do it. I knew I could. There's no question. I like eating spicy foods. So there's that. So my mom, when she made the salsa, it has many names. The official name was Bernie's Red Lightning Salsa, and she put like a label on it with don't eat it for pregnant, da 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 da, that kind of stuff. On the lid, it was marked TSH for this stuff is hot. We all know what that really means.
Mm-hmm.
And I call it the ninja salsa. Okay, because when you eat it, you're like, oh yeah, I can do spice, right? Like I can do some spice. No problem. I got this. I got my man card. So you take a scoop of it, right? And you taste it. I was like, oh man, it's got good flavor. It's delicious. So you take another scoop. It's great. And take another scoop. Absolutely fantastic. And then I'll look at you and be like, don't stop. Whatever you do, don't stop. Because what happens as soon as you stop, that's when the ninja comes up and goes, wah! And you just be like, milk.
Right?
Yep. Okay. So we're going to do the bunker now. So let's get that started.
Yeah.